Students, now we studied about the measurement of high voltages and currents. This is the title of the module 3. Comes under this topic, we studied about the measurement of high voltages and measurement of high currents. First I take the measurement of high voltages. Comes under this topic, we studied about the measurement of high direct current voltages. Again, the measurement of high direct current voltages subdivided into generating voltmeters. The generating voltmeters is a device which is used to measure the high direct current voltages. So now we studied about the introduction about high voltage measuring devices, definition of generating voltmeters, principle of generating voltmeters, and then working operation of generating voltmeters, advantages and limitation of generating voltmeters. Okay. First, the introduction about high voltage measuring device. These devices employ generating principle when source loading is prohibited. The example is Van de Graaff generators, or when the direct connection to the high voltage source is to be avoided. This is the introduction about high voltage measuring devices. Then second, the definition of generating voltmeter. Generating voltmeter is a variable capacitor electrostatic voltage generator which generates current proportional to the applied external voltage. This is the definition of generating voltmeters. This device is driven by an external synchronous or constant speed motor and does not absorb power or energy from the voltage measuring source. Now we studied about the principle of generating voltmeters. The charge stored in a capacitor of a capacitance C, which is given by the equation Q is equal to CV. Q is the charge stored in the capacitance C, C is the capacitance, V is the voltage across the capacitance. Then, if the capacitance of the capacitor varies with time when connected to the source voltage capital V, now we find the current through the capacitor small I, which is given by the equation I is equal to the rate of change of charge with respect to time, that is dq by dt, that is equal to V into dc by dt plus C into dV by dt. This is the basic formula current flowing through the capacitor. You already studied in the basic electrical engineering subject also. Okay, then for DC voltages, that is the for high DC voltages, dV by dt equal to 0. This condition is applied in the above equation. Again, the current through the capacitor small I equation can be rewritten as I is equal to dq by dt equal to V into dC by dt, because dV by dt equal to 0. Therefore, the C into dV by dt term goes to 0 in the above equation. Okay. Then, if the capacitance C varies between the limit, what are the limits? C0 and C0 plus Cm sinusoidally. Because the C is equal to C0 plus Cm sin omega t. Now the instantaneous value of the current I is equal to Im sin omega t. The Im is nothing but the peak value of the current. And then the formula for Im, that is the maximum value of or peak value of current, equal to V into Cm omega. Omega is the angular frequency. V is the source voltage. Okay. C is the maximum value of the capacitance C. The RMS value of the current is given by I RMS equal to Im divided by root 2. That is the maximum value or peak value of the current divided by root 2. This is the formula. Therefore, I RMS equal to V into Cm omega divided by root 2. For constant angular frequency omega, the current I is proportional to the applied voltage V. Now from the see the equation, I RMS equal to V into Cm omega by root 2. So therefore, the source voltage is directly proportional to the I RMS. Similarly, for constant angular frequency also, the current is directly proportional to the applied voltage or source voltage capital V. The generated current is rectified and measured by the moving coil meter. Because this is the instrument which is used to measure the high direct current voltage. If DC means we are using the moving coil instrument, AC means moving ion instrument. This principle you already studied in the electrical and electronics measurements in the third sum. The generating voltmeter can be used for AC voltage measurements also, provided the angular frequency omega is the same or equal to half that of the supply frequency. The generating voltmeter can be used for both high DC current voltages as well as AC voltage measurement also. A generating voltmeter with a rotating cylinder consists of two existing field electrodes and a rotating two-pole armature driven by a synchronous motor at a constant speed small n. So the small n is represents the speed of the synchronous motor. Now the AC current flowing between the two halves of that rotating armature, that is the armature is rectified by a commutator whose arithmetic mean may be calculated from small I is equal to n divided by 30 into del CV. Okay. C is the capacitor, V is the applied voltages, and then small I is the current, and then n is the speed. So, but the NC is equal to C maximum minus C minimum. The NC represents the factor of proportionality which is determined by calibration. For a symmetrical voltage, the C minimum is equal to 0. When the voltage is not symmetrical, that means unsymmetrical. One of the electrodes is grounded. Therefore, the C minimum has a finite value. That means for a symmetrical voltage, C minimum is equal to 0. For unsymmetrical voltage, C minimum equal to infinite value. This is the key point. Okay. This device that can be used for measuring AC voltages provided the speed of the drive motor is half the frequency of the voltage to be measured. This is the schematic diagram of generating voltmeter. This is the rotating van type generating voltmeter. In this circuit diagram, the generating voltmeter consists of 4 electrodes S0, S1, S2, S3. S0 is the rotor electrodes. S1, S2 is the fixed electrodes. S3 is the high voltage electrodes, and then the synchronous motor which is used to drive the generating voltmeter, and then a micro ammeter is used to measure the current, because the current only converted into voltage which is measured by the generating voltmeter. Okay. R is the resistance. This is the calibration curve for a generating voltmeter. So two types of generating voltmeter is there. One is rotating cylindrical type, another one is rotating van type. Before we see the circuit diagram is a rotating van type generating voltmeter. The calibration curve for these two types of generating voltmeter, the figure A represents the rotating cylinder type generating voltmeter. The x-axis kilovolt, y-axis microampere. For these two values, we draw the curve. The curve is passing from origin 0, which is linear. That is, the shape of the curve is linear. That means the voltage increases, the current also increases. The next rotating van type generating voltmeter, x-axis voltage. That means the voltage represented in voltage only, is not kV. The current is represented in microamps. For these two values, we draw the calibration curve for rotating van type generating voltmeter. The curve is not started from origin. It started from some value of the current and voltage. Okay. Then we studied about the advantages of generating voltmeters. No source loading by the meter, no direct connection to high voltage electrode, scale is linear and extension of range is easy, a very convenient instrument for electrostatic devices such as Van de Graaff generator and particle accelerator. The Van de Graaff generator is the one of the example of electrostatic devices. Then limitation of generating voltmeters or the disadvantages of generating voltmeters. They require calibration. That means it is a measuring device. All the measuring device should be calibrated. It should be mandatory. So therefore the generating voltmeter is also calibrated. So this is the disadvantages or limitation of generating voltmeter. Then careful construction is needed. That is, the cumbersome instrument requiring an auxiliary drive. That is, the synchronous motor is used to drive the generating voltmeter, because the generating voltmeter is the electrostatic, that means generator only. So a generator means what? The input is mechanical, output is electrical. Definitely for mechanical power supply we need drive, that is the motor drive, synchronous motor drive. So therefore careful construction is needed for generating voltmeter. This is the another limitation of generating voltmeter. The last limitation is the disturbance in position and mounting of the electrodes make the calibration invalid. Students, in this lecture video, I thought you clearly understand the concept of introduction to high voltage measuring devices, definition of generating voltmeter, then principle of generating voltmeter, and then working operation of generating voltmeter, and then we studied about the calibration curve of generating voltmeter, then advantages and the limitation of generating voltmeter. Thank you, student, for listening this class.